So guys, finally, People's Gazette has released the video of Issa Pantami, the minister under Buhari's government, who is a terror sympathizer. You know, in this video, he was heard saying that he's going to lead the jihad war. He's going to be in the forefront, that he's ready to put in his life for the religion of Allah. So guys, this is the man who served as a minister, the minister for digital whatever, you know, and today he wants to become governor in his state. So guys, these people can really go scot-free for anything. Nigeria has been taken over by terrorist sympathizers, and that is the challenge we have today in fighting insecurity. Now, see this headline here. Just looking at this image alone, is it not scary when you see people like this? Now, the headline says terrorists kidnap 2 passengers, shoots driver in Taraba highway attack. They are all over the places. I mean, all over the places. Now, many people have come out now to start reacting as regards to what is happening in this country. Like this guy in this video was heard saying that, in short, we are done with united Nigeria, that let the northerners just go their way, the southwest just go their way, then the southeast just go their way. That with what is currently happening in Nigeria, that they are tired of one Nigeria. That they want. Senator Ndume said this. Senator Ndume calls on the military to sustain operation after Boko Haram ISWAP attacks killed 25 in Borno. Some military men were also caught up in this. So guys, this is what we are saying. These terrorists, after killing these military men, after killing the security officers, they will still be pardoned and be used, state money will be used on them, and they will be set free. A Fulani man is not supposed to go to jail. A Fulani man cannot be questioned for his crime because he is a Fulani, that the country has been given to them by God. So guys, this is why Nigerians are saying it is high time we think about dividing this country so that this country will not finally fall for terrorism. I'm just going to allow you to take a look at this video and let me know your honest reaction in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification for more updates. Now take a look.
Mu je garin lantan mu bi garin lantan din mana me ake tsoro ne me muke targaba ne a duniya ne ba mutuwa bace malaman mu wallahi dole su dubi akan wannan al'amari committee da ake ba zai mana maganin abin ba.
You cannot have Ghanaians clowning us, and now you now have Namibians clowning us. One Nigeria is definitely not going to work. You cannot have a simple argument or a debate with anybody from Africa right now and you are able to win. You speak one, they tell you electricity. You speak two, they tell you insecurity. You cannot travel 10 kilometers without writing your will. They speak about bad road. They've gone as low as internet. We need to divide. This thing about one Nigeria is not going to work. Having one person as a president sitting in one place called Aso Rock, deciding the fate of 300 million people, especially when you know these are the least smartest people in the country, it's not going to work. Let us bring some kind of competition within these different regions, instead of having to depend and say everything has to do with the federal government. Ordinary electricity. I was thinking this thing about electricity in Ghana was a joke, but apparently these guys are having the best type of electricity like they were in Europe. In Nigeria, you can't even boast of 24 hours electricity.
Welcome to Naija Voice TV. This is a platform where we give voice to the unheard. I want you to watch this video properly. Vet it yourself. Let me fill you in and quickly bring you up to speed. Nigerians are clamoring, they are crying, and they are crying out loud, calling the President of America, Donald Trump, to come into their aid. Against all odds, break international boundary, all in the name of to come and save the Christians. Nigerians are tired of one Nigeria. This one Nigeria is not working. It has been a deceit for a very long time, because the northern region are going away with various atrocities. Look at the likes of Tunji Bello, a notorious kidnapper in northern region, yet is working freely. Even the government allegedly are donating cars for him, hillocks for him and his boys, paying homage to him, whereas this same Tunji Bello has caused so much mayhem in the northern region. Terrorists are working freely. When they are arrested, they will be integrated back into the military and they give information to other terrorists. This will sabotage the effort of the Nigerian government agency. They will be head ambushed. This one Nigeria cannot work. I want you to watch this full video. How a lot of Nigerians are crying, calling out for division, that everybody should go their own way. But the truth of the matter is that Is Nigerian government ready to stop this insurgency in Nigeria? That is the question that we all need to ask. Are they really ready? Because the president of America wants to help us, Donald Trump, but yet Islamic cleric Sheikh Gumi is advising the government to seek help from Turkey and Palestine. These are also Islamic countries. They are trying to Islamize Nigeria. But can this be possible? A country with over 150 million people practicing Christianity, you want to Islamize it with Sharia law. Sharia law is now stronger than Nigerian constitution. Nigerians, which way to go? Who sold this country? Well, I'm going to leave you to watch the full video. How Nigerians drop their political analysis. This is their own view. Everything said on this video has nothing to do with the management of Nigeria Voice TV, but their own personal views and political analysis. Nigerians are in pain, agony. In fact, the name Nigeria is causing mayhem in the global world, because once you say you are in Nigeria, they began to suspect you that you are from a terrorist country. Watch the full video. Drop your thoughts on the comment section. Let us engage. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Click the notification button so that when we drop or react to content, you will be aware. Everything said on this video has nothing to do with the management of Nigeria Voice. Our own is to react on trending issues. There are a lot of news in Nigeria that mainstream media will not like to televise. That is what Nigeria Voice is reporting. We are not trying to bring any government down. Neither are we trying to promote violence. No. But rather, we are trying to report the atrocities of the government. This terrorism is government-sponsored indeed, because the government has been taking side. Instead of them to arrest terrorists and jail them, rather, they give them scholarship, integrate them into the military. This is now hard for other people to escape it. Watch the full video, how Nigerians cry out and seek for the help of international recognition. Watch the full video. Drop your thought on the comment section. Our own is to react on trending issues. Our own is to give voice to the unheard.
Welcome to Nigeria Voice Television, where we give voice to the unheard.
In year 2026, we need to divide, man. The only war we are winning right now in Nigeria is just jollof rice. And then maybe dirty December, clubbing alcohol. No, we can do better. This thing about what? Nigeria is 300 million people. When you look at these other countries I'm speaking about, you look at Ghana, they are not even up to 40 million. Namibia, 3 million on a good day. RCCG is bigger than Namibia. The Youth Ministry of Christ Embassy, they are bigger than Namibia. Yeah, these people, they are clowning us every single day. Nigerians cannot win one war. You cannot have a normal debate and say you are going to win. Everybody, they are clowning us. Giant of Africa, my foot. Let everybody go develop their region. Chase the Igbo man from the west. Go chase the Yoruba man from the east. Let them go back. Everybody go make your region better. Go find the Igbo man in the north. Let everybody. But depending on one president to make these things happen is definitely not going to work. We are too many. We are too populated for this whole one Nigeria affair. It's not going to work. Let us divide. I am tired. I am tired. The bare minimum. We are not even speaking about healthcare. We are not even speaking about child mortality, education. Just the basics we cannot even be proud of. Not one Nigeria, my foot. Everybody go your way. Let's do a referendum. Let the people decide. Nonsense, man. I'm tired.
So a lot of northern elites have come out to speak and say that if Tinubu chose a Christian vice president for the 2027 elections, that they will not vote for him. And some of the northerners, the Muslims, are supporting him. And now I'm coming. I think I should speak on behalf of the Christians. Tinubu, if you think that the northerners are the one that has Nigeria, right? And you have the audacity, right? You have the audacity to keep your Muslim ticket. That will be the beginning of the breakup of Nigeria. Tinubu, if you have the audacity to pick a Muslim vice president or keep Shetima as the Muslim vice president for the 2027 election, that will be the end of APC in Nigeria. Tinubu, if you have the audacity to pick a Muslim ticket despite the Christian genocide in Nigeria and how the Christians have suffered in your first tenure? If you think you have the audacity or you want to cower and bow down and listen to the Fulani Caliphate and keep a Muslim ticket, Tinubu, you will not win the 2027 election. I don't know how they are coming out and pressuring you. I don't know who they think they are, the northern Muslims and the Muslims in Nigeria. I don't know who they think they are, that they can tell you, the president, of why you should pick if you don't pick, you will not win. I am telling you now on behalf of Christians that Tinubu, you dare not. You don't, in fact, you don't have the audacity. I want to see the audacity of you picking a Muslim vice president again in 2027. The Northerners think they're the only one that have the mouth, right? They're the only ones that have the right to come and be telling you, if you pick a Christian vice president, they will not vote you. Literally, they don't have the votes. They don't have the numbers. That literally has been lie. Northerners do not have the numbers. What they have is literally Amajiri's children that are not up to 18 years that they cannot vote. So it's time that INEC start looking towards the electoral process in the north and banning children from voting, because the Northerners do not have any vote. That have been lies for decades. So I'm talking to you, Tinubu. You better reverse back to the ways of the Nigerian system. A Muslim president, a Christian vice president, a Christian president, a Muslim vice president. Do not dare, with all what Christians have been through in your first tenure, do not dare to come in the next election with a Muslim vice president. Because I've seen some of these northern elites that be coming because that's what they not do to come, so that they will change your mind. Try it and see. They think that they want to have the monopoly of voting and whatever. Try it and see. They have the power for election, and they could not put Buhari in power for how many times he contested. They didn't put him until the Southwest literally supported them, and some of the South. Who are they? They think they have what power? Lies. Please, the government of Nigeria should comment and literally do census again. It's been long that we had census in Nigeria. The audacity of that people to think that if Tinubu do not pick a Muslim we will not vote for them. They should get out. Who are they? That Nigerians should bow down for them. They provide nothing to this country. Nothing to Nigeria. They add no value. The only value they add in Nigeria is terrorism and Amajiri. And they want to talk about who will be the vice president. Nonsense.
Nigerians, the residents of these villages I will mention right now should be on alert. Bandits have infiltrated the forest. What I mean by highlight alert? So make you put your ear for ground. Be on alert. Bandits have infiltrated the forest. If you are watching this video right now, today's date is the 31st of January 2026. Share this video, at least 10,000 shares to save life. To save life, authorities, please take note. Help us protect life in these villages. The villages are in Niger State, Magama local government to be precise. Village number 1, if you are from Mayu, take note, be at alert. Bandits have infiltrated the forest. I don't know if I pronounce it well. Mayu is M-A-H-E-U. That's village number 1. Liguala, village number 2. Be on high alert. Third one, Garaya, be on alert. Then Kumo, I don't know if I pronounce that one well. I've been at Kumo, K-U-I-M-O, and Duse, be on alert. Bandits have infiltrated the forest. Authorities, take note. Tag the authorities. Me, I go tag them also. Tag the military and tag the police. Tag anybody who want tag. I also will tag them. Please and please share this video, at least 10,000 shares to save life. If you are from these villages, be on alert. Today's date is 31st. Bandits have infiltrated the forest right now. This one are like updates coming out right now. So please, you know the story. Even they hide down. The English Alahaji, they bring them out. Are they active? You know, say are they active?
The governor of Enugu State, Governor Peter Mba, has just imported cancer into Enugu State. He has just imported cancer. As I'm speaking to you now, They are welcoming the chairman of Agboro in Lagos, MC Oluomo, the one that told those who will not vote Tinubu in 2023 election to go back to their land. Peter Mba just imported him into Enugu State. This is the video of him welcoming him. They are about to start Omonile in Enugu State. If you are in Enugu, please prepare for Alaye. Anywhere your vehicle stops, you pay them. If you hit them, you pay them. If they hit you, you pay them. Whatever you do, you pay them. That is the welcome gifts. The gift that Governor Peter Mba wants to give to Enugu people. There is crisis of confidence in the whole of Southeast. While he's doing this, the governor of Anambra State is busy rubbing shoulder with traders, trying to impose on them that they must risk their life to appease the God of Anambra. He's giving them law that they must appease him. He closed down main markets. Even plazas that are privately owned, he closed them down and told them he will be the one to dictate how they do their business, their private business. Why they are doing this? The only governor in the whole of Southeast who is ready for good governance, which is Alex Oti. He just won an award, WHO award. Abia State as the best state when it comes to health. The governor of Abia State. That is the only place currently that there is governance in the whole of Southeast is Abia State. National grid collapsed. There was blackout the whole of the nation apart from Abia State. That is the only place that governance is still currently going on. But you see the governor of Anambra State, Peter Mba, and the boy in Ebonyi, because Ebonyi State does not have a governor. They have a servant, you know. The only governor in Ebonyi is still the first one, Dave Umahia. He's the one that is still governing Ebonyi State up till now. These people I mentioned, the two people, Peter Mba and Soludo, they are trying so hard to import the APC pattern into their states. They are doing everything possible to do that. That is what they are doing. Whereas Abia State is the only place that governance is going on. That's the only place. Now, the Imo State governor seemed to have sense more than the governor of Anambra State and Enugu State. He's the first person to join APC. But somehow, the guy has a little sense. He knows how to navigate. Look at Soludo declaring war on traders. You never see Hope Uzodinma do that. He's the first person to join APC, but he's the only one that have what? That have functioning brain. Others, this thing is coconut. So Enugu, if you are in Enugu State, prepare. They have sewn uniform for them very soon, and like everywhere. Very soon. None of them find it important to go and copy what Oti is doing. Learn one or two from Oti. You get to Abia State, everywhere is peaceful. Governance is coming peacefully. Leadership by inspiration. Leadership by example, not by coerce. What Soludo is doing in Anambra State, saying he's doing leadership. The people that gave Soludo that professor must be interrogated. Because what we are seeing is shamelessness. It is not governance. What is going on in Anambra is not governance. It is shamelessness. The profession is shameless. Look at how people are joking with him. They are playing with him, posting all manner of things about him. Why? He refused to respect himself. And he has brought mockery and disgrace to himself. I pity anybody that is a prof, because you find it hard to prove that you are not like these guys. It's a shame.
Experiencing at the moment, I see myself as an incurable optimist that Nigeria will rise from the current or present ashes that she's experiencing and subjected to. But whether Nigeria is moving in that direction now, I have my doubts, I have my fears. But I have to look beyond those doubts and look beyond those fears, and that's what I want to encourage our viewers to think about the future. Pardon me to use the illustration of the nation of Israel, because as I began to speak, my mind drifted to look at Israel. And of course, there are many other countries that I can also bring into this conversation. Israel was one country that had all kinds of confused starts. Israel had all kinds of corruption, problems, corruption, idol worship, disobedience to God, you name it. Israel exhibited all of those. And it's part of their disobedience that led Israel to go into the 70 years captivity in the then Babylonian Empire. But you know, Jeremiah the prophet prophesied that after those 70 years, they'll go back to Israel. And that's exactly what happened. And so I don't want to spiritualize what Nigeria is going through, but you also can't take away the divine element of what Nigeria is going through at the moment. I describe Nigeria as one country, and all of us have to take responsibility to change Nigeria by first being the change ourselves before we expect other people. Because we're one country, Nigeria is very religious, intensely religious. But the missing link for me is that there's more religiosity, but less godliness. And what you need for Nigeria to attain greatness is not the religiosity, but the godliness in exhibiting the basic things, the basic values that would allow Nigeria to shun corruption, Nigerians to shun corruption, both at the high level and at the lower level, all over. And for those in governance to govern for the good of the people rather than their own personal advancement or the advancement of their family members or their political associates or cronies, you know. So there are a few things that needs to be done morally that would help to fix Nigeria, both morally and spiritually, to fix Nigeria on that path of greatness. Of course, I'm conscious that there is need to have the right economic policies, to practice the kind of democracy that allows inclusiveness. I'm also aware that many people say, oh, no need for democracy. But I wouldn't completely say yes to that. Okay. Democracy can work if we choose to make it work.
Okay. I mean, thank you for those opening comments. I want you to expand a little bit when you talked about Nigeria is more about the religiosity, less about the godliness. And what we need is, we need more of the godliness. I agree with you entirely. But I wanted to ask you, so who should we as a people hold responsible primarily for that to lead the charge in us being more godly in our behavior, conduct, and speech rather than being religious? Who should we hold responsible primarily for that?
Thank you. For the side of the Christians, because Nigeria is both multi-religious, multi-ethnic, and multicultural. So we have to accept that we're a country that is not just one religion, but multiple religious influence across Nigeria. So I pick first with the Christians. I think the Christians need to do more to teach how Christians should be godly and to model their lives after the life of the Lord Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ modeled humility. He modeled simplicity in the way he lived. He modeled service. In fact, his leadership style was one that was called servant leadership. That's what he practiced. That's what he modeled. And there are too many things I can pick about Christ. And so a lot of the teachings from our churches, because I'm taking this point to take us to the churches, right, is the need to teach Christians to be more like Christ. If great minds, the apostle of non-violence, like Mahatma Gandhi from India, who was Hindu, he saw something great about the teachings of Christ. So Mahatma Gandhi actually took his ideas of non-violence, struggle, and resistance to the British colonial government. He actually picked that from the teachings of Christ, where the Beatitudes, the Sermon on the Mount, you know, basic things that Jesus taught. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst after righteousness. Blessed are those who are meek. Blessed are those who, when they persecute you, you submit, but not in the way that, we see in Nigeria. Jesus Christ just modeled how a society can live normal. A society can be godly. A society can honor God in the way they do things. So if our teachings from the pulpits can follow that Christocentric approach to theology, it will help us a lot to be a people that are not just going to be religious by just going to church, but will be godly in the content of our lives and character and the way we also transform society. Whether you are in government, you are in the bank, you are teaching in school, wherever you are, all those models will show up. And I go straight to the same thing, that there are Muslims in this country, and Muslims have a responsibility. It's not just enough to say that Islam is a religion of peace. You've got to show it. You've got to demonstrate it, that hatred needs to be out of the religion that you preach. Because a lot of hatred, take it or leave it, has actually come from many of the sermons you hear on Friday. Many of them are very abusive. Many of them are very intimidating. Many of them are very discouraging. And as a peace builder, I'm saying some of these things. By no means am I trying to profile the Muslim preachers, but the Muslim preachers, clerics need to do more to promote peace, to model exactly what they say, that Islam is a religion of peace.
Just like you are also pressing Christian leaders to also ensure that they preach servant leadership.
Exactly.
Okay. So essentially, we should be holding our religious leaders responsible.
That's
for our character as a nation.
That's exactly the point I was making before I come to start calling names. I think that if this country is going to really be great, then the preachers, whether they're Christians or they're Muslims, need to change their approach in both understanding and interpreting the Quran, in understanding and interpreting the Bible, because our religion is something else when it comes to Nigeria.
Interesting.
Not that it's all bad.
Oh,
there are very positive aspects.
Absolutely.
But we need to do more to develop the country.
Yeah, I mean, and talking about, some of the things that can actually become strength in the diversity. I come from Southwest Nigeria. And, one of the least of our problems is the interrelationship between Christians and Muslims. Entirely, almost completely absent tension, so I see the point in that, and of course, I'm trying to also get you to really go to the heart of the matter, because we know these things. We know that a lot of Nigerians are Christians or Muslims and other African traditional religions, but we don't see it in our character. We don't see it in the character of our leaders, not just political leaders. We don't see it in the character of some of our religious leaders, some of our business leaders, and so I begin to wonder that where should we start? But, you've given us a clue that, it's probably from what we are listening to.
Yes.
Okay.
Completely. I do agree. And I completely even agree with you. And thank you again for using your show to for these kinds of thoughts to come out. The truth of the matter is that Nigeria cannot be fixed only by the politicians. The politicians have their role to play in fixing Nigeria because they're part of the problem. Unfortunately, the preachers, particularly Christian preachers, even have a much more higher role than the politicians in fixing the problems of Nigeria, because they have to model what the Bible truly teaches. And without hesitation, no doubt, the Muslim clerics have a lot to do.
Interesting. So it will seem, in our conversation, that the African traditional clerics, they seem to be doing a good job.
Yeah, you are a fantastic journalist. I can see now, because I wanted to say something. Okay, so of course in Nigeria, as I said, it's multi-ethnic. So you have what we call the ATRs, African traditional religion.
Right.
But let's also face it, significantly in the 18th century and in the 19th century and the 20th century, significant growth of Christianity took place in Nigeria. So most of the ATR's people have actually become Christians. So it's not that they do not exist, but they are a very small minority
of course,
in the country.
Yeah, I just made that point just as a way to segue. So let's now come to what I want you to talk about also. What is happening in the Middle Belt? You know, it has been the focus of inside sources, especially in the past year. You know, tremendous killings. You know, despicable killings. I want to use Benue, in Plateau, where the tension seemed to have simmered in southern Kaduna. You know, I don't know whether that's your view. And then, of course, we now had the opportunity of the American president saying that, look, hey, I'm going to get involved in what is going on here. I see, you know, a Christian genocide. I see Christians being persecuted, you know. And then on Christmas Day, the man actually, you know, showed up and sent tomahawk missiles against terrorists in the northwestern part of the country. So I want us to spend a little bit of time talking about this. What's your own take, you know, to what has happened, what has become that narrative around genocide and the involvement of the Americans?
So let me begin by again thanking your program, Insider Sources, or Inside Sources, because you've actually done a lot to highlight some of these issues around the killings. And I think it's also good to commend the media generally. Channels has done a great job. Other sister media houses have actually done a great job. I know that there's criticisms, you know, from outside that the Nigerian media has not been talking a lot about some of these things, you know. Well, because I engage the media, so I know the media basically has been reporting some of these things, but not as they should. However, every idea has its time. This is the time now for us in this nation. This is the time now for the entire world to focus on the unacceptable killings taking place in Nigeria. And Middle Belt has become a battleground for no reason. Unfortunately, I wish I could say it's a battle of two forces, but it's basically one force ravaging the whole of the Middle Belt and killing so many people. And because it's about the Middle Belt, I will limit my comments only on the Middle Belt. And when it's necessary, I can touch on other killings in other parts of Nigeria. Boko Haram, okay? Bandits in the northwest, Boko Haram in the northeast, all of those things, you know, at the end of the day, unless something is done, you're going to have a coordination of non-state actors that will eventually destroy this country, take over this country. But
if care is not taken.
If care is not taken, and if action is not taken, but I'm glad something has happened. The killings in the Middle Belt is unbearable. I live in the Middle Belt. I see it. All those places you mentioned. Southern Kaduna, I've visited multiple times. I've seen dead bodies of what you don't want to see. Let me even add, unfortunately, that the killings are still going on in some parts of southern Kaduna. Kajuru local government remains a killing field. They're still kidnapping people. They're still killing people. It's going on literally almost on a daily basis.
Oh, wow.
So I'm glad that this opportunity was provided for me to highlight this, that killings are still going on in southern Kaduna, particularly the Kajuru area. There used to be terrible killings in Zangon Kataf, in Chukun areas, but that has reduced.
And now shifted to Kajuru.
Exactly. No, there were killings in Kajuru before, and then it went quiet, and then suddenly it began to pick up. From late 2024, all of 2025, basically killings. Now in 2026, we've entered, they're still doing killings.
In Kajuru.
In Kajuru. And Kauru. Kauru. Local government.
Okay.
Yes, there's Kauru and there's Kaura.
Okay.
Yes, and there's Kajuru.
Kajuru.
Yes. And also Kachia. Kachia local government was not having too many killings, but a lot of killings are taking place in Kachia local government right now.
Are all these local governments, are they close to each other? You know,
they're close to each other's border towns, very close. Okay, you drive just all around southern Kaduna, so lots of killings are still going on. Now, I'm not saying a lot has been done to reduce those killings in Zangon Kataf in particular. I think we must give credit to the former Chief of Defense Staff, General Musa Christopher Gwabim. Yes, he's from there. But he did his best. And his impact was felt in the fact that the killings got reduced. But we thank God, now he's defense minister.
Defense minister, yeah.
Exactly. So he has a chance to do more for all of Nigeria. Right. And I think he's moving in that direction. Yeah. And we need to encourage him to do more to stop those killings. Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
I personally believe that if General Christopher, now the Honorable Minister of Defense, gets his acts together, working together with the current CDS, working together with the current Chief of Army Staff, the current Chief of Defense Staff, if they just get their acts together and work for the interest of Nigeria, and they get the political support of the president, and I'm talking about President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, right. If they can just form that consortium of facing the current insecurity and the killings, whether it is Boko Haram, it is Lakurawa in the northwest Sokoto, Kebbi, and the rest of them, and all that's happening in the Middle Belt. By the way, actually I call them the three triumvirate of evil: Boko Haram, armed Fulani herdsmen in the Middle Belt, because they're the ones doing most of those killings, and then of course, what some people call Fulani militia group, and then of course the bandits in the northwest. Okay, if the president can gather the political will, it is possible to defeat those people. They can be defeated, and steps are being taken.
Yeah,
and those steps will help us to see an end to the killings. But Nigerians have got to cooperate with them. Terrorist sympathizers amongst us have got to now say enough is enough and seek an end and expose these terrorists, whether it's from the northeast, northwest, or north central, the Middle Belt areas. If we all put our acts together, it can be defeated. And I appeal to Mr. President never to allow himself, when he gets an advice that this is what we need to do to end the killings, I appeal to Mr. President not to go back and allow other people, so-called security experts, to come with counter-arguments and make you believe otherwise, and they will end up in the same quagmire. Right now, the fight against the terrorists is gaining momentum, whether it's in Katsina. In Katsina, the Air Force did some bombing in which I heard the local people in Hausa saying, the end of these people is coming. The end of these attackers is coming. From fellow Muslims. That's a positive thing. The president needs to just listen to the people. He's giving them responsibility to end the killings.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And I must say, regarding General Musa, that I believe that his return, as Minister of Defense, indicates that the president seemed to have understood that he needed to make a shift in terms of who he listens to, in some of these matters. Do you share that view?
Well, when General Musa was removed, let's take it, quite frankly, some of us were a little bit disappointed. But then we said, okay, let's give this thing space to see what happens. And then all of Nigerians cried out. The Muslims cried out. Some of the Fulani'S cried out. Christians cried out. Certain security experts cried out. But what his reappointment as minister, one, God has ordained it to be so. Two, I think that Mr. President listened to wise counsel. So we have to commend the president for listening to that wise counsel. So now now you need to know something about Nigerians. I'm not a politician, but I know some of these things. Haven't interacted with many politicians, whether it's at the federal level, it's at the state level. different states, Plateau, Kaduna, you know, I understand a few things, okay? When something good is about to come in, all kinds of people offer advice from within the government to undermine that which is good. So I think the president needs to act so that his own good intention to end this insecurity is not undermined. It did not have to take President Donald Trump to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern for the president to have acted. But be that as it may, it has happened. So let's make good capital out of the designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern. I've always said this, the arguments, is there Christian genocide? Is there no Christian arguments? It's a non-starter. We don't even need to argue that in the first place.
Absolutely.
The truth is that Christians are killed in large numbers. You cannot deny that. Some of us document the killings, like you said, okay? I document the killings of Christians. I document the killings of Muslims. Because when you want to promote peace, you don't take sides. You do your best. We document also the killings of ATRs, African Traditional Religion. We document also the killings of atheists. We put all of that together. Significantly, the proportion of Christians killed is a lot higher.
Yeah, and I don't think that anybody will contest the fact that much more Christians are killed, especially in Benue and Plateau and in other parts of the Middle Belt. You know, and like you said, the more important thing is that, look, Nigerians are killed, you know, regardless of who they are. And I think even U.S. President in his last interview with Mr. Donald Trump with New York Times has also said, look, I know that Christians are being killed in large numbers, but I also concede that Muslims are being killed. So it's important, like you said, that we should focus on the fact that Nigerians are being killed. The question I want to ask you next, you know, is, so how do you see the military intervention of the Americans on Christmas Day? Since then, we've not had any other interventions, but we've seen that the Americans are now donating, you know, contributing some equipments, military equipments, hardware to us. Well, what's your take? You know, how do you read that?
You know, the Christmas Day bombing, and I know that some people are trying to go to town to say that, you know, it was just performative, nothing really serious took place. And that's part of the contradictions I find in Nigeria. Don't criticize just because you want to criticize or say something. I think that bombing was significant. I think that bombing sent a strong message, even if it is for the optics. It set the terrorists, by whatever name they call themselves, on notice that you will not get away with all the horrible crime against humanity that you've been committing. That's one strong message. Now, would the Americans end there? I doubt. I doubt if they will end there. Now, would some of us want to see American boots on the ground? It's a categorical no from me. I don't think I support that. Nigeria has what it takes to end these killings and all these attacks that we're talking about. I think, let's say that what President Donald Trump did from America becomes a shock treatment for the Nigerian political leadership to sit up and say, hey, we're able to handle this. That's all. Now, I think it is important that Americans should not rush to want to put boots on the ground in Nigeria. They do not need to. So they need to help the Nigerian government by providing the correct military equipment needed in intelligence gathering, the actual kind of weapons that would allow them to track down the terrorists and take them out wherever they're hidden. I think if the U.S. government can work with the Nigerian government to achieve some of these strategic objectives, it's good for everybody. Excellent. It's good for the Muslims. It's good for the Christians. It's good for the atheists and the ATRs. Now, let me also add that when the American bombing took place on Christmas Day, the truth of the matter is that Muslims also rejoiced. They were happy. Who does not want to see an end to all the killings?
Absolutely.
Muslims get killed. We don't deny that. Do they want it to continue? Anybody who wants to continue, that person will need to be identified because they become enemies of the state.
Okay, excellent, excellent. I don't want to end without you talking about Leah Sharibu and also this Zidane guy in Kaduna, who we are told has been sentenced to killing by hanging. But we are getting narratives that it's actually somebody who was trying to protect his people. So can you talk about those two people as we conclude?
Thank you very much again for giving me this opportunity to share about something that is very dear to my heart. The Paramalam Peace Foundation is one of those faith-based civil society groups that has done a lot of advocacy for the freedom of Leah Sharibu. And of course, we keep track. There are too many things that I can go into. Just 2 days ago, Tuesday night, to be specific, I got very detailed intel on Leah's situation and Leah's frame of mind. And I think, thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'll just mention what is safe here, okay? So we've done this advocacy for Leah Sharibu since March 2018 till date.
And by the way, Leah Sharibu was married off to somebody.
The last information I picked up as 2 days ago is that Leah Sharibu was actually married, has now married up to 4 wives, very unfortunately.
4 husbands.
4 husbands, sorry. I'm sorry. 4 husbands, very unfortunately. A Christian girl that was kidnapped when she was only 14 from secondary school to be subjected to that kind of lifestyle, 4 husbands in a short period of 7 years, it's very, very disturbing.
Do you know
very
her children?
Disheartening. Yes. And again, from that intel reports I picked up on Leah, she now has about 4 children.
Oh.
1 girl and 4 boys.
5 children, you mean?
4. Sorry, 1 girl and 3 boys. Yes. And again, this is coming from almost like 3 husbands, which is, again, painful.
Yeah, traumatic.
Yes, but, Leah was also married by one of the topmost commanders, fighters in Boko Haram.
Yeah.
But that guy was taken out on December 31st, 2022, to the best of my knowledge. I think 2022 or 2021. So that's the story now. Leah is still in captivity. And thank you for bringing her story. Please, I want to appeal to the president. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, since when you came to power, during your campaign, and even now, you've not uttered a single word about Leah Sharibu. Many times I've wondered, you are a father. I also make the same appeal to the First Lady, Pastor Remy Senator. You are a mother. Is it fair that this government will not give priority to Leah Sharibu, for Leah to be set free? Apart from Leah, there's also Trace Austin, a Yoruba girl whose parents lived in Maiduguri. She was picked up 5 years ago. She's still in captivity, and her father died 3 years when the daughter was still there. The mother is still there living in Maiduguri. What about others like Joy? Joy is one of those Christian girls that has refused to convert to Islam till date. And she's been subjected, yes, by Boko Haram. She's been subjected to all kinds of maltreatment for her refusal to convert. What about Anna Bitus, picked up in September 2024? Again, she's still in captivity. And there are many others I can call their names.
Joy
Monica.
Joy. When was Joy kidnapped?
Joy was kidnapped, I think, sometimes in 2022, to the best of my knowledge. But again, I can cross-check to confirm that.
Yeah.
But yes, some 2021, 2022.
Interesting. Can you just round up, because of our time, on the case of this Zidane guy in Kajuru local government that has been sentenced to death? What's going on?
Again, thank you very much for bringing us back to an important subject that is dear to my heart. This morning I spoke with Zidane's wife. I spoke to Zidane's mom. It's very unfortunate what has happened to that young man. He's a young man in his 30s, probably mid-30s. And that young man, he's been portrayed as a murderer, as a killer. But that is not the true image and picture.
Yeah, tell our viewers what happened.
Yes.
So that they can understand.
Yes. So basically, Zidane, from what I put together, by the way, his real name is Victor Solomon.
Okay.
But he has a nickname, Zidane. Okay, perhaps after the footballer,
right.
Famous footballer, that played for France, and coached Real Madrid. The allegation from the judgment, and I have a copy of the judgment, is that he was involved in killing a farmer, and a court had tried him before and freed him, but then another trial took place and he was found guilty
For the same
of murder for the same offense.
offense?
Exactly. This is, yes, for the same offense. It's actually reminding me of the Jackson's scenario and situation. So
I mean, people in America, they call that double jeopardy, that you don't get tried
exactly.
twice on the same offense.
Yes.
Except there are technicalities in the trial.
So those are some of those things that are being fine-tuned and worked on. Let me also say that.
So he was now sentenced to death.
Yes, by hanging.
After the second trial.
Yes,
For the
by
same
hanging.
offense.
Yes,
for which he has been freed before.
From what I picked up, yes, from what I picked up, okay, it would have been helpful to have both judgments, but I just have the first judgment. So I think we're working on getting it.
The first judgment is the one that freed him.
Yes, I think so.
In the same state.
In the same state. Yeah, that's what we heard. That's what we had until I lay hold on the first judgment. I have the second one. Okay? But so what is it? His offense that he killed a farmer. But when I spoke to the wife said they were living in a situation of constant violence where people get killed, and Adara communities and villages were raided and attacked, and many of them got killed. Incidentally, some of these things occurred at the time that, God bless his memory, the chief of Adara was actually killed. So there was a lot of killings of the Adara people. And Zidane was one of the strong young men who decided they will defend their communities. So, if you say he has denied the offense, if you read the judgment, he denied the offense. The only thing is that some of his statements were made, those statements would have been taken before the judgment or during the trial, but there was a little bit of delay. So when he denied and presented his own side of the story, because it was done at the late hour, it was not quite accepted from the judges. That's what I think. Okay, but the good news is that the defense team, as of this morning, is actually working to appeal the judgment against Victor Solomon Musa. So let's pray that the courts would allow this accused human dignity and he will not be killed. I personally believe that, and I pray and I hope that he will be set free.
So guys, let me quickly take you through some of the reactions going on the social media. Like I'm going to be just going through some of the headlines here. Like, every child begging on the streets of Abia State to be arrested alongside the parent. Governor Alex Otti is talking tough. He said he doesn't want children to be on the street, unlike in the north where they encourage Almajiri system, and at the end of the day they end up in the bushes, causing menace to the society. They end up to the bushes. Kidnapping becomes the only way out for them. This person says, instead of arrest, rehabilitate. And this person says, rehabilitate who? Education is free in Abia, and you are saying rehabilitate. And this person said, this man is now sounding like a dictator. But I love it because that's the only language Africans understand. And this other person here also reacted, saying, just 2 years, this man don't they bring New Jerusalem on earth. No place for Almajiri in Abia. It's either you go to school or you learn a trade. We can offer Alex to do to the good people of Kano. He will fix the Almajiri system in 2 years. And this person said, bam, of course, this is because the system has created rooms for easy life. So why still on the street? This man has given them good roads. You can do your business, security. And he's saying education is free. The health sector is working well. And this one one says, in Abia today, no child has any reason to start begging on the street. Every child should be in school. Good governance is not magic. Another person here said, strong words, but policy must come with compassion. Arresting children and parents without fixing poverty, access to education, and social welfare only treat the symptoms, not the cause. Anyway, Alex Oti has given free education in case this person doesn't know. And this person is saying no to systemic and a way to go. This is how it should be. Every child deserves a better life and education. So guys, Nigerians are applauding Alex Oti that in 2 years this man has transformed Abia. Say yes, that was the norm during Ikenwusu. As tender as I was, I remember the haste with which we were prepared for school late at 7 a.m. If a child of school age is found on the road 7:30 to 2 p.m., the parents will collect them from the police after paying. Oh my God, crazy times. And these other persons in the Igbo are not roadside beggars. They are not roadside beggars. We have ego, pride, and especially shame. And this person say, when did he say this? Please be objective in your statement and findings. Supported, but you have to do something. Create something more for those who didn't have like more work, and make housing more cheaper to the people. It's gradually, Alex has really done a lot. It's gradually, he's getting there. And this is a welcome development. This is how to build a community of educated and well-informed people. The only working governor in the South is talk and do. Are you sure he said this? No law permits any leader to arrest a small child for being on the street. The panacea is comprehensive social safety net, building of schools, transit camps, and housing, etc. Alex Oti is trying. No matter how you try to say it, this man is really trying, you know. Now they break. What provision have you made so far to take care of children on the street? You are very quick to announce arrest. They should go to school. Education is free. Education is free. That's what Alex Oti is saying, that he has made education free. You have no need to keep your child away from school. It's also helping the family. Now, Peter Obi has been on the move, you know, in Abuja, helping Dr. Mo in his campaign. I mean, Peter Obi is not just a friend, he's a friend indeed. This one say, Dr. Mo all the way, Dr. Mo or nothing. And this other person here said, I wish a resounding victory. Just know you are carrying the dream of all obedience on your shoulder, and success is assured by God's grace. And this other person here said, good evening, Dr. Mo. When you are coming to Buampi, so we can paint here red and black for you, waiting, chai. And so guys, this other person here said, follow the account to win. Okay, I think this person is just talking about all the developments and all, as in investment and all that. Now, this other person here said, I have not seen anyone you are contesting against. Ahead. Victory is sure. Winning is sure by God's grace. Rooting for you, Dr. Mo. So Peter Obi actually went to Abuja to go help Dr. Mo in his campaign, and that has resulted to a lot of success for him. Many people have come out for the fact that Peter Obi is in town. You know, now this is the video that has kept people talking. This little girl is said to be marrying to a guy. You know, Sharia law permits these guys to marry even tender children. So sad. This little girl is being married at her tender age. What a trauma. I mean, what a trauma. And you see all these people, Islam has really brainwashed them. I mean, brainwashed people to the point that they are in support of this little girl that does not know her left from her right, you know, going into marriage. So guys, these are the things we are saying about Islam. And if we don't stand up, guys, Nigeria, everywhere is going to be Islamized, and you'll be forced into this kind of life. It's better Tinubu looks into this demand of Nigerians saying, just divide the country. Just divide the country so that the Muslims can go their way, the Christians can go their way. Now, this other person said this. What do you call it when conversation about tribalism only mention 3 tribes and everyone else is invisible? It's invisible, and when those same ignored people are spoken about casually, stereotype freely, and nobody feels the need to treat carefully. What can you call this? So she's talking about Pastor Yinka. I think has a problem with the governor of Akwa Ibom State. So I don't really want to go into that deep. So there is this video of Tinubu that has been trending. This was Tinubu mocking Jonathan over electricity in 2012. 3 years later, national grid is collapsing twice a week under Tinubu. And if you talk, Agbado members will call you unpatriotic. So this person is actually saying that the Tinubu's government, you know, electricity has national grid has been falling regularly. So getting light for people is war. This person say, we are expected to keep mute and never criticize the current administration because it's headed by Tinubu, the master strategist and the that leading Nigeria into bankruptcy is gaslighting. So these are reactions coming from Nigerians as regards to, you know, Tinubu leading Nigeria into hell. So guys, this is it. And this person here say, I don't give you a constant electricity. If I don't give you constant electricity, don't vote for me. That was what Tinubu said there. And people are making reference to it. As in, Tinubu, you have not given us constant electricity. You shouldn't dare expect anything from the Nigerian people. So guys, this is it. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification for more. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Naija Voice TV. Stay tuned for latest updates.